So I recently came across a quote which I thought was so on point when it comes to personal branding, and that is, if you're not branding yourself, you can be sure others do it for you. Author unknown, I'm not really for sure who said it, but the point is, whether or not you know it, everybody has a personal brand. And more lately, as I'm known as like the personal branding chick, helping people get started building their business and brand online, I realized like it's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I've talked about personal branding outside of my students. So with that being said, I am kicking off an entire series around personal branding, starting with this one, which is all about, does branding even matter? Like, what are the benefits to you taking the time to build a personal brand? So in case you are new to me and my channel, what's up? I'm Sherri Brown, and it's my passion to help newbie entrepreneurs get started at building their business and brand online. And so on this channel, I talk about all kinds of things when it comes to personal branding, marketing, social media, all the things it takes to build a business foundation so that you can get into profit as quickly as possible. So again, today I am just going to be talking about the top 3 biggest benefits to building a personal brand. And although I go and I talk about a lot more inside of the Online Branding Academy, which is my signature course launching a little bit later in 2021, not later, but like March, April-ish. I just wanted to pull out like the top 3 reasons, because I've had more and more people come to me wanting to know how to build a personal brand and what it takes. And so I will say, if you haven't already, do be sure to subscribe and hit the bell, because on the next video, I am going to be breaking down the steps to actually build a personal brand. So all of these videos are going to kind of catapult and build off of each other. So with that being said, the biggest benefit, if we go back to the quote that I talked about in the beginning that said, hey, if you're not taking the time to build a personal brand, you can be sure others are doing it for you. That really leads into the first benefit I'm going to be talking about, which is you have complete control over what your brand looks like. Not only what your brand is, but also how you're perceived online, okay? And the great thing about building a personal brand is that you can pivot and you can change at any time because it's your personal brand. And let me start by saying, if you followed me for a while, or you know my backstory about those first 4 years of when I got started online, and I laugh because it was not my proudest moment, okay? I came into the online space having no idea what personal branding was or how to go about actually doing it in a way that attracted people to me. So like, I had never heard of attraction marketing, personal branding. I just got started with a network marketing company, and let me know if you're in a network marketing company, you've had any experience with it, but nobody talked about it. And so I was just taught to go out there, promote the products, and talk about the network marketing company, which did nothing to separate or differentiate me from anybody else in the company. And so I was a total spammer. My personal brand at the time for the first 4 years was just, hey, Sherri, she's a spammer. She's going to try to sell you something. Steer clear of her, okay? And so I'm living proof that you can pivot and you can switch. So regardless of the damage that you think you've done, even if you've been at this for a while, like, you can still change. You can completely change people's perception. And so that is, first and foremost, the biggest benefit is you do have control over all the content that you post and how you want to put yourself out there. All right, so another big benefit to taking the time to build a personal brand is that it can really allow you to increase your authority and become like that go-to in your particular space. And if you're not sure what that space is, again, we'll talk about that and help you kind of narrow that down on the next video. But take, for instance, everybody follows somebody for a specific reason. And if you think about why you follow particular people, I'm sure that you can come up with a reason why you actually follow them outside of friends and family, okay? So just to kind of think about a couple of examples, because I'm definitely more of a visual gal. Let's say, something breaks in your house. I'm sure that somebody comes to mind that you can call to actually get that fixed. Or when it comes to landscaping or having your yard mowed, I'm sure that there's a particular person that comes to mind that you can call based on the problem that you have. I know around here, there are lots of different photographers based on what somebody wants. So we've got wedding photographers, and there's somebody that's very well known in our area for anybody who has a new baby. I feel like everybody goes to this particular person because she does such a phenomenal job. Same thing when it comes to senior pictures or whatever the case may be. If I take a look at some of the people that I follow online, you know, when I think of Jaclyn Hill, and I've talked about her a lot in my videos, if you've watched any more than just this one, you know, Jaclyn Hill is very much known as, obviously, she's big in the makeup industry, okay? She has her own makeup line with Morphe, launched her own brand, Jaclyn Hill. And I remember back when I did not know how to put on makeup. I was not very good at it. That was back in my pink hair days when I wore like bright pink eyeshadow and pink lipstick. I was like the friggin' pink lady, okay? It was really bad. But I started watching Jaclyn Hill, and she does phenomenal makeup, okay? Has a huge audience. I use her Jaclyn Hill palette. I know this is not even the point, but the point I'm trying to make is she has built a brand, you know, making her an expert when it comes to putting on makeup, and therefore she has built trust with me. I've bought lots of products of hers. She is just somebody that I think of when it comes to makeup. You know, is there somebody that comes to mind when you've got a question about Instagram or Facebook? You know, I have a lot of people that come to me with Facebook questions because they know I studied. I have tons of tutorials up over on my YouTube channel. So a lot of people come to me with Facebook questions. So the point I'm trying to make is you too can become that person for whatever space that you're in or that you want to be in. Another huge benefit to building a personal brand and staying consistent with it when done right is you can make so much more money. Like, making money doesn't seem as forced. It's very natural, and just sales come in a lot easier, okay? That is the power of building a personal brand. That is the power of marketing. And if I had $1 for everybody who came to me and said, okay, hey, I'm wanting to make some extra money from home, but I do not want to feel like a spammer. I don't feel like hounding my friends and family to try to buy something. Hey, I totally get it. I was the same way. And I can say that I have not actually prospected. I can't even tell you the last time I've prospected somebody or sent a cold random message on social media. It's just not my style. So by building a personal brand and putting out consistent content that's helping solve a particular problem for that ideal customer that you want to work with, again, we'll get more into that if you're like, you're talking Greek to me. We'll talk about that down the road. But the point that I'm trying to make is when you are putting out that consistent content, you're building trust with your audience. And so when you are recommending something, they're going to be a lot more apt, number one, to trust what you're saying and just buy it. And number two, it's kind of like the law of reciprocity. Going back to Jaclyn Hill, take for instance, you know, I learned so much by just watching her videos. And so I looked for opportunities and ways to make sure that if I was to buy something, I was using her coupon code. That way she would get some type of kickback. I wanted her to benefit off of her helping me, you know what I'm saying? And so, not that she, you know, she's very, very wealthy right now, I'm sure, but it's just the point of whenever you're putting out content, whenever you're helping somebody, like I never had a conversation with her. And I can't tell you, like I bought courses that were $1,000, $2,000, and I never had a single conversation with them. But because they had built that trust through building a powerful personal brand, you know, when they recommended something or put out a course or put out a product, like I was all in if I knew that it was going to help me solve a problem that I had. And so again, it's beneficial not only for you because it allows you to make money a lot easier, but it's also beneficial to them because it's helping them solve a particular problem. And when I look back to like some of my spammy days when I first got started, it was send these random, very impersonal messages on Facebook. And it was like, if you hit enough people, then, you know, you're going to get a few that convert. And yeah, that's like great and all, but it didn't feel right. I was very frustrated because of it. And when I stopped doing that and I focused on building a personal brand and putting out relevant content, becoming known for something specific and trying to help people solve a problem, people automatically started buying from me. And I still get sales every single month from people that I've never talked to to because of that. And so there's power in building a personal brand. So if you got value from this, be sure to hit the thumbs up. If you have any particular questions around branding, let me know, as I'm going to be putting out tons of content, a lot more content, especially on a monthly basis around branding, to just really help you ignite a brand that stands out, goes against the grain. So with that being said, do hope you got some value. Look forward to seeing you in next week's video, where we're going to be breaking down all the things on how to build a personal brand step by step, what it means. And with that being said, I hope you have the most productive day, the most productive week. I'll see you back here on the next video. And while you wait, feel free to check out these other videos that are popping up somewhere on the screen, because I think it's one direction and then I go to put it up and it's like a different direction. So it's on here regardless. See you in the next one. Bye for now.